fun fan
Yeah,
here.
he's in a car chase from 1970. Were you in Steve McQueen movies by any chance?
Yeah, baby, I was.
It's groovy. It's groovy, baby.
Frankie Flowers.
Yeah, groovy.
You know what's groovy? Valentine's Day, but some people are like, too much pressure, always with the flowers. But you're saying there are other alternatives to just the traditional red rose.
Yeah, I just want to speak about it. If you do get flowers, just a little bit of advice. Make sure you recut those stems tomorrow as soon as you get them. Roses will do best in a little bit of warm water versus cold water.
Oh.
Putting a packet in, that packet that comes
So
with
above
the rose,
room temperature?
above room temperature. A lot of the times by putting them in warmer water will actually make those stems stand back up again. And then just recut the stems, and then that flower packet that you see, that'll make sure that there's no bacteria in your water, clean it up, and change that water. Change that water often to keep those roses lasting a little bit
Well,
longer.
you only
you
get
go.
the one packet, so do you just put a little bit of the packet each time, or?
You can put the full packet in, but sometimes saving that helps over. As long as you're using clean, fresh water.
Yeah. How
often?
And you usually change your water every 2 to 3 days.
Okay.
Wow, okay.
That's really so
Something
there's
I
a little
haven't
bit of
done.
work involved. So when you look at a potted plant like this that's going to last longer, there's indeed some work involved. Plant parenthood, we got to take care of plants to make sure them last. But there's so many great selections. And right now, one of the biggest gifts for millennials is they love receiving something that's going to last. Where a lot of the times the cut flower is a throwaway kind of thing, but it goes into the compost pile and then goes back into the circle of life as well.
Totally.
So just some ideas. You can see, I really love this plant. And this is just
beautiful.
It's called the foxtail fern. So what I would say is to give this plant to your significant other, and you can say to the foxy person in my life, here is a foxtail fern.
What's this, Frankie? It's a great hair.
Healthy or unhealthy?
That's actually healthy. That
New growth?
little bit of that lighter green is exactly it, some new growth. If you're looking for a flowering plant that's really great,
this.
this is an azalea. An azalea will last quite a long period of time, better in a cooler room inside your home. Very beautiful. Often you see this at Christmas, but at Valentine's Day as well. This is another plant that some hardier varieties can be even found in our outdoor garden spaces. Northern Lights azalea. It's actually an acid-loving plant. So in order for it to bloom, it needs the soil to be acidified. So as we're going to get that to rebloom, there's some things that you want to do. So you want to do some research on that.
Also answers to the name of Hank.
Yeah. This here, these guys, is what I love. And these are something that's kind of a flashback to an older time, which is the African violet. Also known, it's a classic, easy, long bloom period. Biggest thing about taking care of an African violet, room temperature water. Tepid room temperature water. Never water them with cold water. They'll do fantastic for you, and they'll do really well on even a lower light level. Calla lily.
Just quickly with the water, should most plants, is it worth just having a bucket of water sitting in the room?
It's actually really good if you actually take that
For a
water.
couple of reasons, actually. You get a little humidity, but it's room temperature for most of them.
And also sometimes say if there's some chemicals or salts in the water, by letting that water stand, it helps evaporate some of that out, lets it settle, and room temperature water. Most plants would want room temperature water. Most plants do not want to be watered with cold water. Do you want to be right into a cold shower?
Cold shower in the morning?
No.
Certain times.
Another great plant is a calla lily. Calla lily, beautiful flower that's there, somewhat elegant as well, long-lasting bloom period. But this guy here is really hard to bring back to life after it finishes its bloom period. It's not impossible, but this is like a bottle of wine. We're going to enjoy it for a period of time, and then we're going to put it away. Just for some fun.
Recycle it.
If somebody's single out there trying to catch some love, give them a Venus flytrap.
Oh, cute.
I have had no success with these. We've had a few of them, and they just don't.
Tiny.
They just don't go anywhere with it. How do you keep these things alive?
Very humid. They need to be humid. If you notice that when you go to purchase them, they always come in that almost greenhouse, that little area that's all closed up. So if we do actually put this in a terrarium in a nice, humid, moist area, this is going to do well. It doesn't need a lot of light, but it needs a bright room. But I just think it's kind of fun. With a Venus flytrap, if you're trying to catch love, there you go.
That's cute.
Just for the tabletop, like somebody's at their desk, this is a great thing because if you're giving your loved one a plant that can sit at their desk, it's a reminder of you all the time.
Nice.
Anthurium, a popular plant because some feel that this kind of is the shape of a love heart overall.
Yes. And the
Anthurium,
color's beautiful on it.
a purifying plant, long bloom period, easy to take care of. This is a plant that I use at Yorkdale when I do a lot of the designs because it can get beat up pretty well. And at a shopping mall, plants get beat up quite a while. And if you need some peace and quiet, if you're a busy mom out there, give them a peace lily. Air purifying plant, and just to say,
Spin that around, Chuck.
yeah.
There you go.
So and then also, if you want to just take some time, just get a nice little decorative pot that you can put that in.
That's
so that
pretty.
just makes it look a little bit more pretty. So,
Give her that and tell her she can take a whole day off. And you're going
Exactly.
to take care
And
of
will
the
that
kids.
one last too?
yeah, all peace lily spathiphyllum is a long-lasting plant. Indoors, one of the easiest, great for apartment dwellers because it's a low light loving plant.
And
Beautiful.
Frankie,
And they're good for the apartment too.
Yeah.
Frankie is going to be spreading his wings tomorrow.
Yes, I will be.
And showering you with love. Find him at Davisville Station. You
Yep.
have beautiful roses, thanks
From
to
Gatta
Gatta Flowers.
Flowers.
And you'll be wearing that outfit
No, it's going to be minus 30 tomorrow, so I will be wearing
for the
some-
team, Frankie.
Yeah, I'll see.
That's awesome.
But Davisville tomorrow morning, all during the show, right?
You got it, yeah.